Hey guys, it's Allison here. Happy Valentine's Day. I have layout number 14 for day number 14 of LOAD218. So today I want to read you the whole prompt that we received and then I'll talk about it. Today, in honor of Valentine's Day, we will pay tribute to a strong woman. It may be your mother, grandmother, or perhaps yourself. Or use pink, red, and white on your layout, or use a heart. So I liked the prompt of talking about strong women, and as I was flipping through all the photos that I had printed off from our trip to the Harry Potter studios, I came across these two of luggage sets. So this is all on platform 9 3/4, and they happen to be Hermione's luggage cart and Luna's luggage cart. And I thought it was it was telling that I had taken pictures of those two and not Harry's. I mean, he's a central figure in the book, but because I have 3 girls, I guess I identify more with the female characters. So I decided to talk about that in my journaling and sort of embrace that, celebrate that, which is a little departure from the album itself. I mean, it's a trip album. It's a tour. It's not necessarily something that you're going to get all deep when you're scrapbooking about, but this is why I love Load, because it'll take you down these rabbit holes of thought, and it's fabulous. So when I had pulled out those pictures, I went looking for a background paper, and you'll see in a little bit here that I have 4 that I was sort of auditioning, and I could not decide. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to make the layers first and then see which one works best on the background papers. So I had just gone through my little scrap bin. I keep all the scraps from this album in the same location, and pulled out ones that I thought worked with the theme, with the colors. I really wanted to use that plaid one. It just really worked for me with the luggage and the colors that are going on in there. And at the beginning of the video, you saw me trying to place some red with it, and it wasn't working. It was fighting. I really wanted to bring red into this for Valentine's Day, but it didn't work. So I went with sort of pinks and purples instead. So here I'm just arranging my layers for behind my photos. And then once I get those to a place that I am happy with, I will try them out on the background papers that I have off to one side and see which one works the best. This is a very different way for me to put a layout together, not having them on my background paper right off the bat. But it's, it's kind of fun. It's fun to change things up. And so here are my 4 choices. That one was from Simple Stories, and I really liked the flowers, but it wasn't working. And then I flipped through them really quickly, but the next one I think there was an Amy Tangerine one, which is craft with white flowers on it. And then I can't remember what the other one was right now. But this sort of almost, not really parquet, but it's definitely like a wood floor look. One from Chamel's Go Now Go was the winner. It was the clear winner. As soon as I put those photos and all the layers on them, I was like, yes, this is it. So I took the adhesive off the back of my layers, and then I realized I wanted to put some gold mist down on the paper. So I did that, and then I took my not hair dryer, embossing gun, heat gun, and dried them because I was impatient. But I cut that out because I didn't figure you needed to see that. So then my title is going to be made up of that You Can Change the World journaling card from the Glitter Girl collection, and then this gold girl that I have cut out from, I think that is a Simple Stories collection from a year or 2 ago. Sorry, I can't remember which one it is now. So it's going to read, Girl, You Can Change the World. So I just had to move that card around to make it all fit the way I wanted it to. So now my major elements are in place, and I can start looking at embellishing, adding a couple of more strips. I had pulled out all these, like the branding strips, and then sometimes I'll cut like 1/2 inch off if I'm creating a layout with a frame. So I have all these little paper strips, and I thought I could layer some of them up for some more interest on the page. And so I'm just going through them to see which ones I wanted. I definitely wanted that one with sort of purpley blue polka dots on it, because I wanted to bring more of that, that color down to the bottom of the layout. And then there was a hot pink one with glasses, which I kind of liked because both Hermione, well, yeah, no, Hermione doesn't wear glasses, but Luna wears glasses. I thought that could work, but it just, the hot pink wasn't speaking to me. And then there was a bright yellow one with pink fantastic written all over it. But the bright yellow wasn't really working with the rest of the colors that I had chosen. And then I've got that Let's Go suitcase from the Go Now Go cut apart sheet. And I like the sentiment on it, I like the colors, I like the suitcase. And then this is an Amy Tangerine paper, and some of my earlier pages in this album have words cut from this, so I definitely wanted to bring more of those throughout the album. I didn't want to have just the first couple of pages with these words cut out on them and then nothing show up in the rest of the album. So I end up only using that one that says "Do Your Thing." The other one that I cut out says "Wicked Smart," but I couldn't get it to fit, so I had to abandon that eventually. And I was sort of moving that suitcase around, and then I was like, you know, I gotta glue it and commit and move on. Sometimes you just gotta do it. So I'm not sure which of those pieces are going to make it, but I decided to ink all the edges just so they're ready. And then I had the two little cut off strips from the ones that I added at the bottom. So I had them off to the side, and I decided to add them in at the top. And I sort of placed them to the right of the girl, and then I thought, ooh, I wonder what they would look like behind the girl. So I ripped it all up, and then it just didn't look good. So back they go. I didn't do too much damage. There was a tiny little rip in the paper on the big journaling cart or box there, but I don't think you can really see it. So now I put some pop dots on this, but I don't glue it down just yet because I realized that I really should get my journaling in before I start running out of room for it. And so I had cut that little pink card thinking that I would put my journaling on it. And then once this was all getting put together, I realized the card wasn't fitting anymore. So I decided to write it down at the bottom in white pen. And I'm going to read you the journaling. So down at the bottom, I say, found on platform 9 3/4, Hermione and Luna's luggage carts. Being the mom of 3 girls, I pay more attention to female roles in films and books than I think I would otherwise. I love how J.K. Rowling developed these 2 characters into strong, intelligent, loyal, funny, and beautiful young women. And that's really, you know, if I were not making this layout during load, I probably would have written something like, ooh, isn't it cool? There's Hermione's luggage cart or something like that, something completely banal. But because I'm doing load, it's making me think, and I can write more meaningfully. And I love that about this process. So up at the top, I just write, be loyal like Luna, be smart like Hermione. And then just above the suitcase, I say, be you. And then it's all about adding the finishing touches, the embellishments. So I really try to fit that wicked smart thing in, and it's not working. So I eventually abandon it. But I do put that little arrow tag. It says, you will go far. And then I'm looking for things with more texture because all I have right now is paper. And I found the Starshine chipboard pieces that I've been sort of hoarding. And I put one arrow just beneath the You Change the World title card, which bookends the little arrow, the paper arrow that I had stuck down at the bottom right. And then on that same, or in that same packet, was a red chipboard heart. And I realized suddenly I was adding red. So I had to go find some more red. And in the Go Now Go line, there was this sheet of puffy heart stickers. And I had barely used any of them. So I end up putting 2 yellow hearts from that one and a red heart. was a little red heart left on the puffy sticker sheet from Little by Little, so that goes on there too. And because I'd added a yellow flower down underneath the suitcase, I needed to add a little puffy yellow flower up at the top. So there we are, we're all done. That is the finished layout. Now after I turned the camera off, the little grouping right here beside the You Change the World was sort of bugging me, so I added a clear sticker from Little by Little, the flowers, and then that lion's head from Little by Little, and sort of moved some of the elements around, and it makes me much happier now. So there you go. Kind of a different point of view for a vacation album. I think the journaling is a bit deeper than you would normally expect, but I love it. Thank you so much. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.